Okay. Hi, Mindy. Thanks so much for chatting with me today. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am doing really well. Thank you. So I'm so grateful that you agreed to do this quick little video interview with me because I think sometimes hearing other women's experiences working with me and what actually goes on in coaching sessions and in between the coaching sessions kind of just help other women watching this, make a choice as to whether or not this is the right path for them to move forward. So, what I'm curious first about is what was going on in your life or what was not going on in your life that prompted you to reach out to me in the first place?
Oh goodness. Yeah, I felt like I was the perfect fit. I listened to one of your podcasts at that time and I was like, what is wrong with me? I have literally everything going on when it comes to work. I have the title, the accolades, I have the experience. When it comes to the physical on myself, I feel very confident with how I look. Like they say, you're so vain. I'm kind of like so vain. Like I literally
Confidence. It's confidence.
I'm like, okay, so I look great, I feel great, I'm doing well at work. So why is my love life sucking? What's going on with the guys that I'm picking? And I had just really came out of a revelation to myself, and I'm like, something, is not right. You're doing something wrong. It has to be you. And I was like, okay, I have to try to seek help. So that's how I started looking through podcasts, and then I ran up on you, and I'm like, okay, yes, I need this.
Yeah, yeah. So what were you experiencing in your love life?
um a lot of disappointment, a lot of for the moment feelings, like it feels good today, I'm hanging out with the guy, everything, I feel like it's great. And then tomorrow I'm like, wait a minute, is he gonna call me, is he not gonna call me? And if he doesn't call me, or I feel a certain way, I feel like I'm rejected, which you know I shouldn't have been feeling that way. I felt a little needy, like,
Mhm.
and if something was wrong with being needy, I'm like, you have so much going on. Why do you feel like you need a guy to call you? Why do you feel like you need to hear from the guy? And if he doesn't call you, then that means like what? He's spending time with someone else. It's like, okay,
Mhm.
wait a minute. And I was just feeling like there was a void, and the void I was trying to fill with guys, and the guys were not good choices. They were fun, um, but they were very temporary. So it wasn't a guy that I was like, my ultimate goal was I wanted to get married. I wanted to find my soulmate. And I was like, so why am I dating these guys are completely opposite? What the heck is going on? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I hear that. Um, and so what were some of the things that you did before working together to try, I don't like calling it a problem, but just for lack of a better term, we'll call it problem. What were some of the things that you did before to try to quote unquote resolve the problem?
Oh goodness, I did a lot of things actually.
Mhm.
With my career, we're given opportunities to see psychiatrists. So I was like, okay, let me exhaust that option. So I've seen an actual quote unquote shrink. So I went to that. I've reached out to my family. You always have those best friends that kind of um, want to play neutral, but at the end of the day, can they really play neutral, right? So I would vent
Yeah.
to them, right?
Yeah.
I would vent to them, and I would do a lot of reading, self-motivating books. I was meditating. Sorry, the phone
Okay.
just, can you hear me? Okay. I said, okay, so let's meditate. I was pretty much searching YouTube. I was how to get over the guy, or how to think better, or how to pick better. And
Mhm.
and then I said, you know what, let me go into podcasts, which is how I ran up on you.
Got it. Got it. And I want to dig into the therapy thing a little bit because I know that a lot of women coming to me are either deciding between coaching or therapy or like confused about, how one could help them or, not help them. So what was your experience in therapy? Like what was helpful about it? And then where do you feel like coaching came in to fill in some of the gaps?
So I would never downplay therapy. I think it's a great starter.
Hmm.
What was good for me was it allowed me a safe place to vent
Yeah.
and to just speak. Um, where I felt that I needed a little bit more guidance, I didn't get. That's the only thing. I think they were more of like a sounding board. I was able to feel like within the four walls, I can talk about how I felt about certain things, where I wanted to be, really write my pros and my cons, and those type of basic things. Um, and really, there was someone that didn't know me. They couldn't really judge me, and they didn't have a biased opinion. Uh, but I felt like I needed more. I was like, okay, I need some kind of tips, some tools, some resources. What am I doing? What am I not doing? And I didn't know those exercises. And the psychiatrist didn't provide me with those exercises. So I was like, okay, I think I need a little bit more. But it was a great start.
Yeah.
But I felt like, okay, that was foundation.
Yeah.
101, I need something next. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So it sounds like you just needed some more like action-oriented support. And it sounds like, I mean, again, like I don't want to knock therapy, and sometimes therapy is the correct course of action for people. But it sounds like it was a great place to start, kind of letting the emotions come up and kind of putting some pieces together. But then it created this awareness, and you're like, okay, now that I know all this stuff, how do I change it? Does that feel true?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, great. So what were some of the things that you accomplished, learned, transformed, like from working together?
Oh goodness, so much. Well, I thought my confidence was high before. My confidence is extremely high now. And it's only because I know, yeah, exactly, right? I know myself better.
Mm-hmm.
You allowed me to be vulnerable. I've learned so much about forgiving myself, which it sounds cliche. It's almost like, yeah, forgive yourself and keep it moving. Or you tell other people to forgive themselves. But in reality, do you truly forgive yourself? And when you mess up, are you okay with that and saying, okay, all right, I had a bad day. I did something I wasn't supposed to do. Let's find out why you did it. And let's find out that forgive yourself for doing it and press on, instead of dwelling on it.
Yeah.
I've learned what's meant for you will not pass you. And that's truly a mantra that I've embraced. I think I've put it on a couple of things like sticky notes around, where I know I could see.
Yeah.
And that, yeah, exactly. And let me tell you, I'm spiritual, right? So I'm big on, God. I'm big on really seeking him first and trying, but sometimes we need actionable items. Like you said, if I write one more letter, Veronica, I've written so many letters. I was like, oh my goodness, this lady loves me to write letters. But it was such a great way for me to express myself. I'm a talker, but it was a way for me to express myself on paper. And I don't really journal that much like I should.
Mm-hmm.
But those letters made me get down to the nitty gritty. Really, when you talk about inner child work, those are the things that you say, okay, wait, this is what we're talking about. I needed to write down what I felt. I needed to write down why I felt that way. I needed to let it all out without, feeling like I'm going to be judged on it. And that was such a takeaway. I noticed what I needed about myself, what I lacked when I was younger. And I was able to do the practices you told me, like when you feel like something is like happening or you feel like you're getting triggered, kind of do a timeout, breathe in, breathe out, do a 10 second, hold on, press the brakes. I never did that before. It was like a firecracker, a time bomb. Like, you said what? And really, really maturity in our delivery, and speaking with someone. I've always had it on a career base because I've been in leadership. So knowing how to really deliver the message to an associate, right, is completely different from how I was doing it with a partner. I was pretty much telling them versus asking, and I had a wall up. I wasn't really talking, how would you say, from a vulnerable aspect for them to understand why I'm hurt. So that allowed me to put my wall down. So I was like, all right. So all of these letters, all of these things of me taking the time out allowed me to deliver the message to the guys that I was dating. And it was taken in from them in a favorable manner. I didn't feel ashamed. I didn't get, it was just good news all around.
Yeah. And that shifted the quality of person that you attracted.
It
right?
did. Yeah, absolutely.
That's amazing.
No more bums. No more bums.
I love that. So what I'm curious to hear is what was most unexpected, or did I say that right? Yeah. What is most unexpected from our work together? Because obviously people come to me and they're like, want a relationship. And like, obviously that's a big focus, but I've had clients like decide to go on sabbatical as a result of our work, or like start a business, or decide that for right now they don't want to be in a relationship, like just something totally unexpected, like from left field. So was there anything like that for you?
Nothing from left field. What happened was when I was in Search Fee, I was already on a 1-year detox from dating.
Right. Yeah.
So it was the opposite. I actually said, okay, I'm going to start back dating after a year, and I'm going to get out in the fields, but I want to make sure that I'm picking quality. And let me tell you, I was like, wow, quality still exists. You allowed me to, through my work, to see that, to ask better open-ended questions when I'm on a first date to know if that's someone I'm going to want to even, pursue for a second, or even before I give them my number. If I'm having an initial conversation, there's certain things that I would look for before, like, I'm like, look at his shoes. No, I'm out of here. But now it's like, okay, let's have a conversation around some of the values, some of the things, and let's make sure it's more of a holistic conversation, even if it's in 5 to 10 minutes before I make a rash decision. Even forget the love part. Even in my career, I was, like I said, I have the VP title. I have all that great thing. I'm successful in that, in my industry for 22 years. However, there was a void. It was an incompleteness because I was like, okay, now what? I've done this. What's next? I've done this. What's next? And I've learned to be okay with where I am right now. Mm-hmm. I'm here for a reason. And I would say it before, but I didn't believe it. I believe it now. There's something that I'm taking away from God has me here for whatever that is. And, for a reason for me to learn from it. And instead of wondering or worrying about what my next step is, really, really enjoying where I am right now and being okay with it and being okay with not being in control, because I'm a control girl, right? Mm-hmm. I have to know everything.
I'm sure a lot of people in my community can relate to that.
Oh, yes. I'm telling you, it's like, if it's not in control, if I don't know what's going on, I freak out. Mm-hmm. But so when you say drastic, like a milestone like that, I wouldn't say that, because everything is like, from learning from the relational aspect, and then from the career aspect, and then from the individual maturity. I've matured so much over the last couple of months. I'm like, holy moly, it's like a different person.
Yeah, I think like some of the small things where if you just told like some random person on the street or told your friend, they're like, oh, cool. Like, you can have a holistic conversation on your first date, like whatever. But then like when it's your life and you're dating from that place, it's actually a really big deal. Like,
yes.
It's a big deal because it can really just create all the difference.
Yes.
So for anyone who is watching this and they're maybe just kind of curious about, learning more about my work or even working with me, what would you want them to know?
Allow yourself to be open. Allow yourself to be very transparent. Veronica will not judge you. Veronica has the best intention for you and for your growth. And truly, the best way to grow is to be honest. Accept the feedback. Know that it's coming from a good place. There's never, I'm like, does Veronica have one negative thing to say? She never says anything negative, right? But she gives you
well, it's tough love, but it's not like.
But I've received tough love.
Yeah.
Not in that manner. The way in which you deliver it is to help build up, right? Yeah. And to really be ready, you have to commit. And when I say commit, I don't mean like half-ass. Sorry, yes, I do curse. You have to be able to take what she's giving you, because it's like, she's going to give you the tools, but you have to act on it. And I'm telling you, if you act on it and you do the exercises that she's asking you to do, and you really commit yourself to that, you allow yourself some wiggle room to fall, because I had some moments when I'm like, oh my God, you're gonna be so mad.
And I wasn't mad. I was never mad.
And you were not at all. And you're gonna be okay with it, and it's a day by day, one day at a time. That was my biggest thing. I was like, okay, I just started with you now, Veronica. Am I gonna have my man in like next week? Am I gonna have my husband? And it was like, wait a minute, one day at a time. Give yourself a little bit of leeway. Allow yourself the opportunity to feel uncomfortable, because I felt uncomfortable a couple of times. There was something she told me to do, and I was like, "What do you want me to do?" But I did it, and it like I said, it made you better. And I'm just saying that from a personal, because I spread your information to everyone, and I'm like, listen, go to my life love coach. We take for granted, we invest in so many things, and I'm a traveler, so I invest in traveling because I believe in doing that, but we don't take that time to invest in ourselves. And we're the one that we have to live with every day. We're the one that we look in the mirror and we see ourselves. And when we're sleeping at night, and if we feel like there's a void, or we feel empty, or we feel like something's missing, we have to know why. But these things that we're investing in ourselves are going to help propel us to the next level. It takes us to feeling complete. Now, we don't need a man to solidify us, right? But it is good to have one there, because you could be their resource and they could be yours, but it has to be the right man. And sometimes I think we just pick the bad man because we want that space to be filled. So the activities and really connecting with Veronica is going to make you feel like you don't actually need something that's to complete you or to make you feel better, that you're an asset. And in all aspects and in every part of your life. So I'm telling you, when I talk about confidence, I thought I was confident before. It's an inner peace and an inner joy, and being okay with who you are, and being okay with evolving, and knowing that not everyone is the right one for you, and you're okay with that.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that. Thank you. I really appreciate, I just appreciate the feedback, because obviously this is my goal in terms of working with clients. And it just, for me, it's just really helpful to know that the way I want to be working with clients is, it's coming across the way I want it to be coming across. So
Yes.
it's helpful for me. And I also hope it's helpful for other women listening. So thank you so much for this time.
No, thank you as well. I appreciate it. Love you, girl.